call him that. I like to just call him Matt Aiken.
I mean, I don't think he's old enough to be a senior.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's 55 and older.
Right. I don't think he's 14.
So anyway, Mercedes Martinez has got an arm. What do you call that, Ross Richards? You're more of the technical.
That's right. The Peroso Lucha Libres announcer here.
That's right.
That's an arm ringer. And
I see a whole lot of tushy there.
Well,
I did anyway.
Right now into a side headlock, beautifully executed. So the action is so fast, if you blink, you might miss it.
We got a big lineup of women's wrestling here tonight. I know a lot of fans watching at home wanted to see what Pro Wrestling Elite's Diamond Division was all about, and you're certainly seeing that right now.
As cheerleader Melissa tries to bridge out of the side headlock.
Cheerleader Melissa looks very flexible.
Well, she's a cheerleader.
There you go.
PVO. Only a 1 count.
Like our president was. President Bush was a cheerleader, absolutely.
That explains a lot. Beautiful snap mare with a bridge into a pin. Kicked out by Mercedes. Mercedes, one of the hardest hitting women in professional wrestling today.
I certainly agree with you. She's got a little Latin flavor inside of her as well. Seeing her, and I've seen her throughout the year in some very, very good matches all over the independents, and right now she's in one of the top matches in women's wrestling against Cheerleader Melissa. They don't come better than Cheerleader Melissa.
That's right, the California native, Cheerleader Melissa. Now she's in the headlock. Mercedes applying it. And at ringside, we have the wonderful photographers of Robert Pace, Christine Coons.
But forget about them. Look at this. The facial there. You can see Mercedes Martinez as she looks like she's in quite a lot of pain from that. What is it, an arm lock of some sort?
That was a hammer lock.
Hammer lock.
Yeah, and watch this. Beautiful snap mare. Whoa, beautiful arm ringer. I've never seen that before. Very nicely executed.
Sometimes, I'll tell you this much, that in the Diamond Division, you're going to see things out of the girls that most likely the guys cannot do, just simply because of their size, agility, and speed that the girls in the Diamond Division have. Now, one of the things I wanted to bring up, of course, on this Pro Wrestling Elite Never Say Never show, you're not only going to be seeing the top Diamond Division matches, but on top of that, you're also going to be seeing some fabulous up-and-coming men's wrestlers from our men's division as well.
That's right. We got a bunch of men on the show as well. Pro Wrestling Elite mixing it up for the fans.
We're keeping the elite in Pro Wrestling Elite.
Well, hey, as long as Monda's not here, then I think we're safe. Because that man is a maniac with matches with Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, Homicide.
That's right.
He was in that bunkhouse at the last Pro Wrestling Elite show. I mean, he's a maniac. I don't think he's here.
I hope not. I mean, I don't want to say the wrong thing. But
I don't know if they'll understand you.
Look at Mercedes Martinez here.
Or the STF.
An STF there on Cheerleader Melissa. Go ahead.
That's an armbar. She might give it up right here.
So it was an STF into the armbar.
Yeah.
Some very good submissions wrestler, Mercedes Martinez. You know, so far I've seen her do several different maneuvers that can complement with any male performer.
Absolutely. And one of the many things that Pro Wrestling Elite offers is that they're giving you women that can wrestle, not just for the TNA factor. These women can go with any of the top guys in professional wrestling, I think.
Like we're going to see a little bit later on tonight. I know on the lineup sheet here in front of me we have a mixed tag match. We'll get to that a little bit later on, and that should be quite interesting. Mixed tag is always interesting.
That's right, and as Mercedes and Cheerleader Melissa go back and forth, trading forearms, she's getting the advantage as the Cheerleader Melissa. Look at these two. Oh!
Well, that's a serious chop.
And there's much more space to hit with chopping a woman.
Absolutely. You know, that's what the Diamond Division's all about. They use everything that they have, all the assets, as I guess you want to call them, to their advantage and to the opponent's disadvantage. Now, this is the kind of scrapping I like to see.
Well, it's some sort of a cat fight, maybe. That might be it. Only a 2 count, surprisingly.
Look at that. As she walked away, she looked like she was trying to get away. She wound up using her boot to choke out Mercedes Martinez.
And that's right. Referee Bennett was right on top of that. And that's why he's our our fake senior referee. We're getting phone calls here. We're getting all types of action happening. We're getting faxes. These people want to see more pro wrestling elite diamond division. We're getting all the noises, and that's great as Mercedes Martinez is in a side headlock trying to escape, giving her a few elbows to the midsection, the finely tuned midsection, I must say, as she hits the ropes. She blocks a Yakuza kick, sets her up, beautiful Samoan drop. How do you think she got into that, PVO?
Well, let me tell you something right now. 2 count only there from Cheerleader Melissa. A great series of moves. You were pointing out that a finely tuned abdominal region there on Cheerleader Melissa. I got to say that both Cheerleader Melissa and Mercedes Martinez are both in excellent shape. 2 well-fit wrestlers in this division, and they obviously train in as hard as they can, and probably equally as any male wrestler would.
And look at that, using her feet to the advantage. I'm guessing what a move that was.
Well, what it is that,
beautiful.
And I don't know where you stand on all this, but she was standing on her face. But, I mean, I just stand that.
I know a few people that actually enjoy that, but we won't get into that.
Well, the thing is that, she's using illegal tactics, Cheerleader Melissa, to obtain a victory, and that unquestionably may lead her to that, but there's a lot of consequences, obviously, with...
Well, when you look at this, she's doing some type of shoot fight in UFC-style punches. Oh, she just got connected with a huge kick to the face. She might have just knocked her lights out, PVO. What a shot that was.
What a shot it was, speaking of that kick.
I will be right back. What a camera shot. That's right. Beautiful camera work by our cameraman at ringside.
Of course. And let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what's going on here. A big suplex there from Mercedes Martinez. It looks like it's going to be a series of suplexes.
This is very reminiscent of Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace, Eddie. Never forget. German suplex, beautifully executed right on her head.
It's very appropriate, actually, for her to do something like that on a show called Never Say Never.
And I thought that was a 3 count, but it wasn't. Never say never is right, as Cheerleader Melissa might never ever kick out tonight later on.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I meant by it too. So,
as our wonderful cameraman at ringside, Phil O'Connor, is getting the great shots.
Yeah. One of the things that being in an ownership role of Pro Wrestling Elite, I've attempted to, mainly with Doug Gentry, who's done such a wonderful job booking these things. One of the things that we've tried to focus on is on really using the elite in professional wrestling, no matter what it is. And as you can see, that submission maneuver there by Mercedes Martinez.
Butterfly lock, a la Masahiro Chono. Beautiful move. She might give it up, but go ahead.
Insult me. I'm just kidding.
I don't believe I was insulting you. It's a beautiful move made in the Orient.
Well, which one? Which Orient? Who's from the Orient?
No one's from the Orient that I know of.
Okay.
Well, later on, we got the Jumping Bomb Angel.
Well, she's in the audience, yeah.
Right.
I mean, now, what are you talking about? Talking about Pro Wrestling Elite, right?
The Diamond Division.
The Diamond Division.
Yeah.
Pro Wrestling Elite. Is there anyone more elite than one half of the Jumping Bomb Angels being in the audience at the show?
When it comes to women wrestling, the first name you think of is that half
of the Jumping Bomb Angels. Well, I think of that tag team for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And right now we got an Irish whip reversed into a beautiful drop toe hold. The advantage is in Cheerleader Melissa's. And what's going to happen here? Grabs the arm. Oh my goodness! What would you call that? There has to be a name for that. I've never seen anything like that. And that might be all she wrote. She's close to the ropes though.
Well, maybe if you were Bill Apter, you could know the name of that. He's been around long enough, the old bum.
Do not pick on one of my heroes.
I'm just kidding.
Bill Apter is one of my heroes.
I know.
The guy could do an impersonation of anybody, like Wonderful Willie and Terrible Terry and
whatever.
He has a bunch of them.
Whatever. What's more important to me right now is Cheerleader Melissa and that the heel-like tactics that she's. I said it. That she's using. That's right.
Oh.
But anyway, everybody.
I mean, these women, they've been going for a good 10 minutes now under those lights. It's a good 100 degrees in there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is no air-conditioned, big building. This is like a sweatshop.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's an arena.
Temperature-wise, but it's a beautiful arena.
Yeah,
nonetheless.
It certainly is. And, this is a change for us, as previously we were in a different location. Now we're in this location
Are we
here.
allowed to say where we were?
I mean, I'm the owner of Pro Wrestling Elite, so I can say whatever I want, and I obviously opted not to. So,
be that as it may, Mercedes Martinez is lighting up cheerleader Melissa. Forearms, chops, pork chops, applesauce. What's going to happen next? These women are tough. I would never want to get in the ring with these two. They are.
yeah.
Ducks it.
One of the
Go
things
for a
is,
Saito suplex. Reverse. Beautiful move.
there's another Samoan drop,
No, well,
and that's it. That's going to do it right there. Was that what it was? I mean, you want to call it? There, Ross Richards, what was the finisher?
I'm not really familiar with that move. It was a version of the Samoan drop. It might have been some type of